Welcome back to AFC Fylde Still We Rise. We've reached episode 73, which means that we are in the final week of my first ever YouTube Football Manager save. There's just a couple of episodes still to go. As you can see, Crystal Palace and Norwich have guaranteed themselves a Sky Bet Championship playoff place. They're currently first and second in the Championship, so gunning for automatic promotion, but they have confirmed themselves as playoff contenders. That's safe, that's in the back pocket as they say, but there's always automatic promotion to go for those two clubs. In fact, we are not too far off. We've managed to survive up in 4th place. I don't quite know how we've done that, but we're there. We are 5 points shy of Norwich in second. We do have a game in hand to come. It's going to be interesting. Nobody predicted that Fylde would be in the promotion race at the start of the season, but here we are. We were again favourites to go down. We have been ever since promotion from the National League, but we keep just winning and we keep doing well. 22 wins under our belt this season, 11 draws, 9 losses, which is less than both Palace and Norwich. We are difficult to beat, if nothing else. You were last with us, hopefully, for the double episode. It was a loss to Reading at the Globe Arena, something we absolutely deserved. 4-2 beating. We were never really in the game, and were lucky really to score 2 goals, if we're honest. We then had a big win back at Mill Farm, in front of almost 8,000 fans against Stoke City. And in truth, we were hanging on at the end, and you may recall, Stoke got a goal back late on through Jordan Cousins, and then we employed the dark arts and started time wasting, substitutions, and we saw it through to get all 3 points back at Mill Farm. Off camera, we then had a 1-1 draw at the Riverside against Middlesbrough. Paul Gallagher with a penalty very early on, but we were hanging on too long. Burke Reesa with the goal at the end of the first half, and then it was a goalless second half at the Riverside. Then we had a win, a big one against Millwall. Now they're not doing too well this season. They're down in about 20th place in the Championship table. So it was a good time to play them, and we took the lead through Saul Shotton, our central defender, then Kenneth de Groot just prior to the hour mark, and Dylan Wooglerth. He got a goal back on the 81st minute after de Groot had been sent off, but we held on at the Den. That was a crucial win for us. If anything, that has kept us up in the playoff picture, because we then played West Brom. And this game was a bit of a crazy one. Against the run of play, we took the lead through Paul Gallagher. It was a long-range strike. In fact, I will show you it. Then Oliver Burke got West Brom level just prior to the hour. I thought it was all lost going into extra time because Boufal scored. And I have to say, there's only 2 minutes of extra time that was shown. Boufal scored in the 93rd minute, but thankfully Gallagher was there with a penalty in the 97th minute to earn us a point. West Brom are our promotion rivals. They are there in the playoffs as well. If we'd have lost to them, we would have lost ground massively and left us a little bit vulnerable. So to get the draw, I was very pleased. As you can see, this is the opening goal. Humphreys inside to Gallagher. Big long-range effort there. And then Burke just runs through from his own penalty box, right the way through, all the way past Mitch Walker in our goal on the hour. That left Boufal. It's a big ball over the top, and he's unmarked. Does really well to get across our defence and get a shot off. But then that was the winning penalty. Paul Gallagher sticking it away. He's been a pretty big player for us this season, and has kept us right there in the promotion picture. So we sit on 77 points, Swansea 76, West Brom 76. As you can see, if they'd have won that game, they'd have gone above us. And then we have Preston in 72. Now, that's the one that I'm looking at, because Preston are 5 points back on us. They've only got 3 more games to play. I'm hoping that they don't win all 3. If they do, we're going to have to need to win 1 or 2 of ours. Our opponents today are Blackburn, and as you can see, they are down there in 19th place. Now, interestingly, Blackburn have secured their spot in the Championship next season. They're not going to get relegated because they are 10 points clear of Cardiff. Hull and Middlesbrough are in a bit of trouble, but Cardiff, MK Dons and Blackpool are currently the teams down there. In fact, Millwall are 14th. I thought they were a lot lower than that. Should really have a look at the table. They were, at some point, pretty down there, but they must have had a good run to get themselves back up the table. Today's game is against Blackburn at Ewood Park, so I'm not feeling entirely confident. This is our starting lineup. The on-loan trio of Humphreys, De Groot and Fiabima continue up front. Cesc Fabregas alongside Paul Walker. I can't justify dropping either of them. I'd like to, because I'd like to bring Tom Walker back in, but Gallagher's scoring goals, Fabregas is creating them, so they're staying as they are. Liam Bridcut has been dropped for George Marsh. I'm just not entirely overly enamoured with Bridcut's performances this season. Duxbury, Shotton, Whitmore and Burke are now pretty stable at the back, as Tommy Elphick has been dropped for a few too many mistakes. Barry Douglas seems to have, he has a bit of injury, comes back, does well, another bit of injury. So we're sticking with Scott Duxbury for the running, with Barry Douglas on the bench, Mitch Walker in goal. In terms of injuries, Tyrone Williams suffered one just a few days ago. He's only 2 days away from coming back. Other than that, we're not doing too badly. This is the just one of 2 games taking place in the Championship. Adam Lewis is the big doubt for us. He's out with a calf strain. And as you can see, this season we have drawn with Blackburn. They are managed once again by Mark Hughes. There we go. Back at Ewood Park. George Marsh is lacking for fitness, but there's something about him. I think he's a really good player. Jovan Malcolm, I should say, has been in and out of the side for this season, especially in the recent weeks, as both De Groot and Fiabima have been out for either injuries or suspensions, different reasons. He's come in to really good effect on either wing. He's even done a job for us up front on a couple of occasions as well. So somebody that I certainly value and will come off the bench at some point. In terms of the Blackburn side, you're looking at Danny Welbeck up top. I can't see him not scoring, but I am interested to see Lewis Holtby, who I think is one of their best players, on the bench. That's interesting. In terms of a news item the other day, Dave Challoner got in touch. He was on the blower to say that Serdar Gurla was one that I should be looking out for. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes off. This is our bonus game. It's our game in hand. So, oh, here we go. See, Fylde can book their ticket in the playoffs. Yes, we're aware of that. Right, we're going to go calm here. We've put ourselves in the best position already. Matthew Jones here. Blackburn's good at this season, yeah. They're a threat, but so are we. Who knows? What are we talking about here? Before a big game starts, you approach a manager on the touchline? I don't think so, sunshine. Off we go, and already George Marsh with a booking early on. And it's a free kick to Fylde because Danny Welbeck is offside. So Welbeck actually this week is signed for Brighton, I believe, from Watford. He was released just as the transfer window shut and is then signed for the side down on the south coast. Hopefully that works out for him because he's such a nice lad. He certainly deserves a bit of success, and which has been hard to come by since Arsene Wenger left Arsenal. because Welbeck was one of his sort of favoured players. Luke Burke has picked up an injury, as it is raining here in Blackburn. What a shock here in Lancashire. Normally such lovely weather. As Humphreys comes forward, here we go. No, it's going to be picked up by Blackburn. Good play by them to find Armstrong on the left. He's gone right the way through. That's a clearance. So we're just going to keep our eye on Luke Burke here, see how he recovers. He is slowly coming back to fitness, and there you go. Gets a booking. So obviously dived in when he didn't quite have the pace. Probably against Armstrong there on the left. As here we go with a corner. It's all Blackburn, isn't it, at the start? Back out again to Gerdar. Lenihan with the ball in. We've got to start getting a foot on it, lads. There's another corner to Blackburn. It's all a bit desperate here. Byers with the ball. Back all the way there. This is the type of defending we're going to have to do, because Blackburn, on a good run as you saw, are going to be a good opposition, and they're not going to let us off with anything. It's another corner to Blackburn. Now, one of the things that I would like to perfect is a counter-attack, but I don't think this is the time or place to do that. No, see what I said? If in doubt, get rid. But there is a shot high, wide, and not particularly handsome by Rovers. Now, it's all Blackburn, isn't it? Yeah, here's Mace now. And Welbeck, oh, he's offside. Yeah, unlucky for Danny Welbeck. I said that he'd be a danger, and there he is, just getting in front of, it looks like, Alex Whitmore. 5 minutes to go to half time, and I think we're just going to slow things down a little bit. Luke Burke at the break will be assessed. I've got a feeling I'm going to bring him off. Surprisingly, we're ahead in terms of shots. 2 on target each, but we've not really seen anything from our boys, so I'm guessing that they weren't much to write home about. Half time at Ewood Park. I do like Ewood Park. It's a bit of an old school ground. Oh, well done, Craig Shaw, getting the players on side there. One that I don't think has changed a lot in many years, but I always do prefer Blackburn's playing in a darker blue than they've tended to. Right, I'm going to drop Fabregas back and bring on Tom Walker. Sorry, just to explain what I've done there. Luke Burke is coming off following his injury. George Marsh is going to drop into right back, which is another concern because he's on a booking. Fabregas moves down to defensive midfield, and Tom Walker takes his place. Although I am just going to switch around Walker and Gallagher, because you tend to get the best out of Tom Walker in that advanced playmaker role. We'll just start the half and then go back to our usual attacking mentality, as Scott Duxbury picks up a yellow card. That's 4 already for us. It's not brilliant, is it? I think Burke had one as well. That's 5. Yeah. The usual filed attention from referee Martin Atkinson. Big referee from the Premier League down for this game in the Championship. Derek Williams on for Lenihan. Interesting change. Wouldn't normally make a change at centre-back. Let's see if that pays dividends. He'll probably pop up with a winner from a corner. As it is a very quiet game for some reason. I mean, I have checked, the highlights are still on. We got plenty for Blackburn in the first half, and they seem to have taken a march in the shots on goal. Now 9 plays 6 in that regard. Just as we approach 70 minutes, bang on there, you see that? Impressive. We are going to make a change now. Javan Malcolm coming on. In fact, I'm actually going to bring him on for Humphreys up front, because I want to keep Fiabima and de Groot on the pitch. You never know when one of them's going to pop up with something special. But Javan Malcolm is certainly an impressive player for us. One that just gets his head down and gets on with it. A bit like Danny Welbeck back in the day. Where, you know, a bit of a Solomon Kalou type. No complaining or anything, just going to get on with it. As here comes Blackburn. This feels like a goal in the making here, as we're just not getting in enough on their players. Seems to be only a matter of time before we lose it like that. A misplaced pass. Marsh does his best there. A blocked header. And here we go. Thea Beamer, second yellow. Oh no. Could have took him off, couldn't I? Could have took him off for Javan Malcolm. Chose not to, and he picks up a yellow for nothing, really. I mean, that was a bit of a nothing tackle. We're going to get fined for this one as well, aren't we? A few times this season we've picked up fines for collecting too many yellow tickets, and unfortunately I think we're going to get one again here. We'll probably also get a loss to Blackburn Rovers. Of course, Blackburn, a fellow Lancashire side, they're probably used to the drizzle as much as we are, which is how it's going to be, I think, this weekend here in Lancashire. By the time you hear this, I think it'll be on Monday, so we'll know full well. And there's another booking, Saul Shotton with his 15th of the season, which means the entire back four are on a booking. And this, I'm not going to lie to you, is an awful game of football. Yeah, there we go. Game over. It is a 0-0 draw, and we are limping towards the playoffs. Despite having the better of the game, Blackburn couldn't find a win. No, they couldn't. Unlucky. Excellent efforts. Craig Short wants to congratulate the boys. I'm not going to disagree with Craig Short there. Absolutely, Craig. So he's been brought in since Spenny the Penny. Dan Spence, our assistant, moved on. And that is a big result as well for us. We pick up a point. West Brom lose to QPR. That was unexpected. So that means that we now sit on 78 points with 3 games to play. Yeah, we have been fined. Thea Beamer have been banned for 2 matches. 2 matches? Come on. Luke Burke's injured for 3 days. I don't care about that. Yeah, we've been fined 5,000, failing to control our players after receiving 8 yellow cards. 8 yellow cards. Wonderful. So, let's have a look at that table again. So, 78 points. Preston there, 6 behind. So, we just need 1 win, don't we? Or we need a win and a draw, really, from our final 3 fixtures, on the basis that Preston win all theirs. That's going to be interesting. So what I'm going to do, the plan was, I'm going to play Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday off camera, back on Wednesday for the game against Blackpool. Now that was always going to be our last episode of the series, but I'm going to have to do a wrap-up one now, because there's a chance that we may get in the playoffs. We're never going to win the playoffs because we're against teams that we tend not to do very well against. Although, as I say that, we've beaten both Norwich and Crystal Palace in February, so who knows. But I'll be back for the game against Blackpool, another local rival, and hopefully this time there are a few highlights for AFC Fylde, because that would be nice to see. Join me next time for episode 73 as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I'll see you then.